So I don't like being lied to by companies, and I don't like being lied to, especially by video game companies. Now, recently on the channel, we of course have talked quite a bit about the recent Xbox stuff and the things that I perceive them to be lying about. Now, some people feel like I go overboard with it or I'm grifting with it, and why don't I keep the same energy for the other companies? First and foremost, I don't think I'm going overboard with it. It's just very easy to spot when a company is clearly representing something as one thing and then doing another thing. Second off, I just feel like these are things that need to be talked about, and it's very easy to trace with Xbox. I don't care about any of these companies on the level that some of these people that are influencers out there do, where they're trying to earn the free invite to an event or go to lunch with so and so. I don't care about any of that stuff. That does nothing for me. What does something for me is being able to bring about a situation, talk about this situation, and invoking an emotion in people. Whether they agree with me or disagree with me, that's their prerogative. I just want people to watch and listen to what I have to say, and maybe they'll see things my way, maybe they won't. But as far as keeping it a buck with other companies, I do that. I don't know where that narrative comes from at all, because today we're talking about Nintendo and how Nintendo has lied to their consumers. And I think that this is the start of something that could be potentially a little bit disastrous when it comes to consumer trust with Nintendo, especially on the online side of things. So if this is your first time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But let's just hop straight into this. So yesterday, we of course got this bizarre trailer for game key cards. Now, I am not someone who hates game key cards. Like, I'm not. I know people want me to be that person. I know people want me to lean into the hatred of them, but I don't necessarily hate them because I think that they do play a somewhat important role when we're talking about games of larger sizes. If the maximum physical cartridge capacity on a Nintendo Switch 2 is 64 gigabytes, that's obviously not enough for many bigger AAA game titles. That's just the way it is. You could sit there and say, oh, these companies should compress their games or they should do better jobs of making their file sizes smaller. And I don't think you're wrong in that. You can also say stuff like, oh, well, Nintendo should offer more options and things like that. And once again, you're not wrong. I completely agree with you. I'm just saying I understand having this as an option, as an optional thing. So yesterday, Nintendo, of course, put out this video that did not go over very well, showing how to use a game key card. Now, this isn't for you, this isn't for me, this is for the family person who's buying a Nintendo Switch 2 as a gift, doesn't understand what a game key card is, gets one of these things and they're like, Sally, what do I do with little Ricky's game key card here? What's this contraption that they have here? This is different than when I played video games. So obviously, you know, families and people that don't really follow video games that much are going to be using this video. And then you started to notice, well, why are they showing a Pokemon game as a game key card? That's pretty weird. And then we learned why. Because Pokopia, I don't know if it's Pokopia or Pokopia. I don't care either way because the game looks atrocious, is indeed a $70 game key card. And my mentality was, well, this must be a discount game, 40 or 50 bucks. That's why they're not using a cartridge. No, it's $70. And it's a Pokemon game. Now, Pokemon is 33% owned, the IP, by Nintendo themselves. Nintendo is publishing this game. Thus, this is a published Nintendo game key card game. And I got to thinking, I was like, you know, I swear, earlier this year, that there was a whole conversation about this. And I swear that Nintendo went on record as saying, oh no, you know, the game key cards are just options for partners. And it's not something we're going to use. It's just out there for other companies. And so I did a little bit of digging around and I thought to myself, well, there's no way that that could have actually happened. Because that would mean Nintendo was lying to us. Because you don't just all of a sudden decide to use a game key card for a game that's coming out in, I believe it's coming out in March. It's either February or March. Like I said, I don't care about the actual game. There's no way that there's going to be a paper trail of Nintendo saying, "Hey, no game key cards for us." All right, so here is Nintendo Life. After more Switch 2 titles begin to crop up under the game keycard label, we reached out to Nintendo UK for confirmation about whether we should expect to see the same approach used on Mario, Link, and Samus' future endeavors. Today, we received the following response. We currently have no plans to use game keycards for Nintendo developed titles. Now, yes, this answer does specifically use the wording Nintendo developed titles there, so there's a chance that games published by the Big N may be subject to a game keycard release down the line. And then Doug Bowser said, physical games are still a key part of our business. While game keycards are a way that our publishing partners are able to bring more content onto the platform, deeper and larger, more immersive content on the platform. The publishing partners specification in the above quote has us pretty confident that first-party releases would be off the keycard table, but it's nice to have confirmation all the same. A publishing partner? Well, wait a minute here. Who's publishing Pokopia? Pokopia. Oh, it's Nintendo. And you could sit there and say, well, it's technically not a first-party game. Shut up. Just shut up with that. Where do Pokemon games go? They go on Nintendo platforms. There has never been a Pokemon game on another platform. Mobile doesn't count because mobile is its own little world. Furthermore, yes, it does say Nintendo developed titles, but they say right here that our publishing partners are able to bring more content onto the platform, deeper and larger, more immersive content on the platform. I am sorry, but there is nothing about Pokopia that screams deeper and larger and more immersive. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And I don't even hate game key cards. I just hate being lied to about this. Pokopia at best looks like a $40 3DS game. Let's be real. We have to be 100% honest. There are N64 textures in that trailer. Nothing about this game is utilizing a game key card in a way that a physical cartridge cannot. Now, I will say that with some of these game key cards, we've been learning that there are specific engines that do run better either digitally or via a game key card. Star Wars Outlaws is a perfect example of that. That is why that game did not get a physical game release. Now, people push back on that and they were like, well, that's just Ubisoft being cheap. It wasn't because of the engine, even though there is literal proof that games that are either a game key card or that are installed onto the micro SD express memory card do indeed boot up faster than their physical counterpart. Mario Kart World is a perfect example of that. So if this was a case of where the game needed something additional in order to, run at an optimal level, fine. I don't even think I would necessarily care about that. But then you look at the game in question, and it has none of that. There's nothing in this game. This game could run, Jesus Christ, this could run on a PlayStation 2. Like, what are we talking about here? This is just a cost-cutting way because for whatever reason, they don't want to put the full game on the cartridge. That's all it boils down to. Laziness, or whether you want to say penny pinching or something like that. And this is Pokemon and Nintendo. Pokemon, the largest IP in the entire world. Nintendo rolling in the billions and billions of yen of profit. Actual profit in their pocket. But now we're going to introduce the game key card from Nintendo. So now all bets are off. At least when you talked about a Nintendo published title on the Nintendo Switch 2 that had a physical component to it. Because you got to remember, Welcome Tour, Drag X Drive, those did not have physical releases to them. They were just digital only games. Now you have to ask the question whenever a published Nintendo game is announced for the Nintendo Switch 2, well, what is it? Is it a game key card or is it a cartridge? And to say that, you know, oh, well, things changed, RGT, you're being too harsh on Nintendo. No, you're being too soft on them. Things do not change in a matter of months. Point blank, period. It's not like Pokopia has been in development for a couple of months. It's obviously been in development for longer than that because it's a video game that's coming out in early 2026. You have to call things out like this. I'm not saying this is the end of Nintendo. I'm not saying it's doom and gloom or Nintendo should burn in hell. I'm just simply saying that they lied about this situation. And when somebody lies to you, when a company lies to you, then you have to start second guessing everything that they do. You have to start questioning things because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. All right. So I feel better now that I've gotten that off my chest because there's gonna be a lot of people that are just gonna gloss over this. They're, you know, gotta protect Nintendo, and it's just like, what is wrong? Why are you protecting a video game unless this company is paying your mortgage, paying your rent, paying your light bill or something? There's no reason to simp for them. There's no reason to defend them. Who cares? Speak what you think. Feel how you want to feel. There's no such thing as right or wrong when it comes to opinions, especially about video game companies. Freaking weirdos, man. I hope Pokopia flop. I wanted Pokopia to flop. Pokopia. I wanted this to flop ever since I saw it. Before I knew the price tag. Before I knew that this was a game key card that is being published by Nintendo, and Nintendo lied about publishing game key cards, I wanted this game to do terrible. Because I think the Pokemon company, when it comes to video games, needs a wake-up call. They need a kick in the ass. But people just keep on buying the slop. So there's nothing you can do about it. There's literally nothing you can do about it. Because for whatever reason, it's probably because of these grown-ass Pokemon YouTube men who are just hyping up all of these games. At least they're making money off the audience, though. You know, I guess do what you gotta do, man. Do what you gotta do. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments section down below. How do you feel about this? Because they lied to you. Does it make you feel a little bit dirty? You're gonna wash yourself off a little bit extra hard tonight in the shower? I'm a morning shower person. I'm like, my day can't start unless I shower. Like, it's how I wake up. Like, if I don't shower in the morning, I probably won't get out of bed. And I got stuff to do, so I got to get out of bed. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.